I'm so excited, I can't wait to meet you there. I don't care, I'm so horny, that's okay, my will is good.
I'm FNGR, and if you're new, this is How Not to Brony. We'll be talking about whoever fucked up recently. Things have died down recently in Brony drama, and let's just say things picked up over in the furry fandom instead. Like a lot. Like crap, I've never seen anything like it over here. So if you ever feel bad about being a brony, look up any of the videos on Kira the Wolf, and know that our worst doesn't break their top 5 biggest abominations. Now, obviously not all furries, but let's get to some of that sweet, juicy-ass gossip. Today, Sethisto, not once but twice, that's right, Seth from EQD, the man who back in the day whose lips were permaglued to Draw Pony's ass, the OG tracer in the Brony fandom, couldn't give credit to a starving artist. Well, don't worry, I'll include the name on the screen and the Twitter link down below because here at ForNoGoodReason's channel, we respect the artist, and I'll make sure to read off this tweet here. I'm getting really tired of Sethisto EQD posing my artwork without crediting me. You would think the head of EQD would know to at least credit artists in his posts. It's not fair because most of the time he gets way more likes and retweets than me. Sorry, but he needs to be called out. I work countless hours on my artwork just for him to steal it and not even credit me. I've asked him several times to stop doing this, and he will not stop, even though he said once he would. Art is my full-time job. This is how I pay my bills. He could at least credit me. That good old Seth couldn't be bothered to reply to. Don't worry, Seth, I'll help you with that. I know I said I had a second point about Seth, but we'll put a pin in that for now. So recently, Buttons, Cookie, Eden, I Lost Track came up with running by some strong allegations about a gentleman by the name of Headlong Equestria. Now recently I said on Twitter I'm calling on my fans and my critics to be very critical on this next part, or pretty much any of the allegations about Headlong Equestria. After a fairly decent look, I saw some ship art of a 25-year-old and a 15-year-old. And I'm sure some of you can't be bothered to lift your ass to fart to that sort of thing. After all, Josh Scorcher had a goof romance between himself and Ink Rose. I'm not some humorless dick, and whether or not that was in good taste, I know it was a joke. Kind of surprising that the Firebrand had the balls to be that edgy, but that's another story. So, about that evidence about Headlong Equestria, the next point of order is that I had some screenshots of Headlong and Star Twilight calling each other hun. Again, if you think that's silly, you're not alone. I don't throw out these accusations trying to ruin people's lives all willy-nilly. So this might be me being nitpicky for a while. This is where Headlong Equestria said he spent all night watching anime with Twily Star. What anime? Well, it was Food Wars. Now, isn't Food Wars that anime where people eat food and orgasm? Now again, if I were Twily Star's parents, I'd be kinda concerned that some 25-year-old is watching what is a very obvious and lewd series that's minorly concerning. At that point, I still wasn't willing to burn Headlong Equestria at the stake, but yeah, I do feel the need to keep looking. Here we see Headlong Equestria referred to Twily Star as amazing, beautiful, and adorable. Now I want to add something. The tweets, at least some of them, are attached to what Twily Star really looks like. Not her character, but Twily Star in real life. If you've heard Twily Star's voice in her streams compared with her face...
No one really knows that I'm gonna be that way because, yeah, I was a curious one when I was a kid. So, nothing new.
Which... it is on display on her Twitter and Facebook if you do a little digging. I decided to show discretion and not show it here. I will have a link to her Twitter down below. Area Diamond from the Brony fandom explained to me due to the cheekbones of the girl in said pictures, it would be unlikely that the girl would be over the ages of 12 and might even be as low as 10. Again, I will be including a link to Twily Star's Twitter. Please be polite. I did feel at this point, at the very least, this is feeling really unhealthy, and whatever is going on here is a long, long way from two consenting adults. Here is where Headlong Equestria gets all nervous and awkward because someone else gave his quote-unquote friend a gift he intended to give her, that being a DA subscription. Again, this isn't massively damning evidence. It's something It's just possibly suggests a possible interest from Headlong Equestria in an alleged 15-year-old who looks and sounds younger. Also, there's also some tweets back from May 11th and May 10th about witch hunts and drama in the Brony fandom. I'd never heard of Headlong Equestria till Friday of last week. Buttons knew who he was, but again, she didn't mention him till recently, and I'm not aware of any other drama channels that would have gave this guy a panic attack, so I'm missing something, so by all means, speak up, Headlong. There's also the Valentine's Day stream, just streaming and relaxing with my dude. Again, one of these things by themselves, or even a handful, might not be as concerning, but, you know, if it walks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it looks like a relationship, which at the very least is with a teenager, and it's been out in public for 2 years. Let's read this off. Kinda speaks for itself. Do you die on me? I fucking need you. Cries. I'm pretty sure he meant don't you die. And you can clearly see that Twilight Star is distressed and going through some family issues. Maybe this was just one more in a series of bad decisions, but it gets worse and worse depending on how you want to view this. Oh God, no, please. What? Love better not tear us apart. That's right, class. He went full-blown Tommy Wiseau. It's tearing me apart, Lisa. Maybe this is an out-of-context joke. Maybe I'm dumb and somewhat blind and ignorant. I'm a bit of an aging old fogey to get what's going on here, so I need everyone else's insight. Naturally, down below comments. On to the parent talk between Twystar and Headlong Equestria. Here's Headlong talking about the father being hateful and abusive, and here is what very much looks like Star Twilight being a goddamn teenager about her family, and Headlong agreeing they're the worst. Part of being an older friend, if you're going to make friends with younger people, is being the voice of reason. You're 25, Headlong. You're talking to a 15-year-old about everything her parents are doing is abusive, with what very much looks like zero proof. You look like a schmuck at best, and you look manipulative at worst. This is from Twilight Star's DA page, where she says that she used to ERP at age 15, and she's already kicked the habit. Well, that's not odd. Here is where Twilight Star called Headlong Equestria her protector. Maybe Headlong Equestria is just a saintly man, and I'm reading this entirely wrong. Next are the very relevant thoughts of Headlong Equestria on Toon Critic. My thoughts on the recent Toon Critic Brony drama. Entry, Monday, January 29th, 2018, 3:27 p.m. Hey guys, it's Headlong. I want to talk about and give my thoughts on the Brony drama that has been recently going on for the past few days about Toon Critic. The things I'm about to get into and talk about might get you uncomfortable or shock you. If you don't want to read what I'm about to say, I'm gonna skip past the part here. It's not important, but it's up on screen. So about 4 days ago, on Horse News' website, they posted an article about Y2K Toon Critic Y2K, doing some very bad things. When I first saw the title, I was like, oh great, another Brony analyst BS drama thing again. I read the article. About a day after it was posted, there is a lot of stuff in it talking about him doing things with a minor, such as ERPing in a not safe for work way, asking for certain things in various amounts of other activities. 1, this is fucked up. 2, he is an idiot for doing this with a minor. 3, he should have stopped doing this the same day that he started, and not do it for continuously for 13 months. I honestly don't get why he did it for that long. Was it greed? Lust? Doing it for fun? I don't know. But the people in the fandom, like Radio Edit and others, have posted vids and tweets about what's going on. Many of them are very upset and angry, disappointed, shocked. I completely understand what they are feeling and what they are going through, knowing that their friend or someone who worked with Toon did this to a kid. At the moment, from what I last saw, a few hours before making this journal, his YouTube DA, Twitter, and other social medias are gone. I'm not sure if he turned himself in or his friends and people who worked with him made a police report or an FBI report on him. In a few days, we will know, and then we can figure out what to do next and continue to heal from it. I honestly think having him turned into the police is a good idea. That way, he can be tried in a courtroom and the judge can decide what happens with him. Giving him a second chance at the moment in the fandom I don't think would work. but we will see what happens. About a day later, after the first post was made, another post about Toon was made on Horse News about the past actions that have happened in the fandom and at cons. Anyways, that is all I'm going to say on this subject. I'll leave links to the 2 posts at the bottom of the journal if you guys want to read them. I will say this, I am not going after him or do what others want to do to him. I'm going to remain neutral and let the police deal with it. See you later. Oh, minor point of heads up, actually, last I checked, Horse News has actually gone down recently. I'm expecting it to return? Maybe? Question mark. Point of interest, Headlong thinks Toon Critic would be an idiot for doing this with a minor for 13 months. But keep in mind, whatever he has going with Twilight Star has been 2 years. Now, before any of the Star Twilight things happened. Oh, what's this? Bayfish! It appears our fair lady has fallen victim to the receiving end of her own devices yet again. I'd like to reach out to Bayfish for comment, but she's still adamantly defending her boyfriend Mixer Mike, aka Fluffle Mixer, aka Fluffle Puff, the guy who dated Bayfish when she was 15. By the way, Mike, hi! According to some of these screenshots, it's arguably that you were getting cucked out of your 15-year-old. It's weird, I've noticed a pattern that certain people keep finding themselves surrounded in the same kind of bullshit, but I could be just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Here's a pic of Bayfish saying she's at church, and here's Headlong Equestria tackle hugging her. Cause nothing gets you in the mood like being in a church. There, Quagmire? Something about something being interesting. I'm sure that's absolutely nothing. And some obvious flirting. Now, I know what you're saying. Bayfish was a child when this all happened. And keep in mind, she's 18 now, and she's still with one of these guys. And she refused to give any information that she had on this matter. I'm told Mixer Mike is furious at Headlong of Equestria. I just imagine if you spent 3 years orbiting a 15-year-old and this Johnny Cam lately came swooping in trying to take some kid that you felt was loinfully yours. Go on, Mike. Tell me why you don't like Headlong of Equestria. We're all listening. We know you're a goddamn orbiter, according to your girlfriend. Unless you want to say after 4 months, Mike, that yes, your girlfriend was lying, or no, she was telling the truth. Now, Mike, did you date a 15-year-old? Or not? I'm not letting this go.
Grown men should know better than to date teenagers.
Yeah.
But I know you don't think that. You were doing it.
As for Headlong, maybe this all just looks bad. Maybe this is all platonic love and friendship, and you said and did a bunch of ass backwards things and didn't say the smartest things to make your quote-unquote friend feel better. Or maybe you need to find a goddamn adult friend to hang out with. If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend who is of age and I fucked all this up, I will be relieved to give you a full apology as soon as possible. But I do want a response. See you soon. Oh, one more thing. Here's a picture of the proud couple here, and it's been featured by Equestria Daily. Imagine that. But I know what you guys are gonna say. Well, no, that's an Equestria bot, Anthony. That's a Equestria Daily bot. That's not Seth. Yeah, you're probably right. Seth giving due credit to someone is highly unlikely, but it is still funny to see that Equestria Daily was able to endorse an underage couple, but not give an artist who's probably struggling to get by with the ability to eat what they rightfully deserve. Thank you, Seth. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
This is FNGR, joined by Aeon of Dreams, and we are doing a social experiment, potentially, if Peter remembers, where he is going to like one controversial video because he is sick and tired, I hope, of having to deal with you numbskulls. Bitching and whining because a man liked, oh my god, it might be a potentially edgy video and all the fifis got hurt. We're gonna see what Tumblerina flows out of the fucking waterworks this time.
No, so ideal predictions. There's a video by Tim Pool. Now, Tim Pool is very middle of the road. He actually leans left. He considers himself a liberal. But here's the thing. He's a journalist, so the titles of his videos can be a rough summation of his idea, but he can be, just one of the guys sarcastic. Now, what I'm hoping for is, if I just post this video, it's a perfectly titled video. Perfect bait, too. It's,
You can look up old April Fool's videos that have that kind of connotation.
Oh yeah, but this is better because this is not an April Fool's video, but the title will cause people to go nuts.
Yeah.
And that's Democrats keep Democrats keep losing and I'm sick of it. or Trump just keeps on winning and I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And like that most of those people aren't even going to watch the damn video, but if they fall for that one, holy crap, they'll have so much ammunition. It's basically him talking about how he's pissed off because he is a Democrat. And then just mentioning all the ways in which they're not succeeding in a real way, but he's not. There's nothing derogatory about it. There's no anything like that. The idea would be to snag someone if they did it, like just judging a book by its cover, like rail against the video because of the title. Yeah, that'd be great. Here's the thing: is that like we don't even have to even word it as like, oh, I'm just going to make an endeavor to like a controversial video. It's like I like videos from like I know Styx and like Tim Pool. They're pretty much just normal guys that they're maybe not as edgy as you might think. They might have some edgy opinions. I don't know.
Look,
but
my
I'm not here to discuss that.
My description for Styx has always been he reminds me of that stoner friend who thinks he knows just about everything.
I mean, yeah, but like I like
whether he does or not, he can make it sound interesting most of the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the thing is, I like most of his. I have the likes hooked up to my Twitter, so I like most of his videos most of the time anyway. And I tend to like a lot of videos. I don't. It's weird. It's like I don't usually talk about politics. Like once in a while, I might comment on something. In a blue moon, but half the time it's just me liking a lot of like me liking a lot of YouTube videos, so someone's gonna bite on one of them.
Yeah.
No, what I find most funny is that in this particular case with ZD, it's like, okay, he liked like the most strawman video I liked on that particular topic, and if you're wondering, it was the migrant caravan currently heading to the southern U.S. border and whatever, and the stuff about that, and the recent controversy about like illegal immigrants voting in elections or something. So it's like, okay, this is a thing that's relevant now, so I'm just going to like a ton of videos about it. Now, my thing is that I agree mostly with Tim Pool, the idea that there's a nuanced problem, particularly the Dakotas have North and South Dakota, or maybe it's just North Dakota. I don't know. There's like a nuanced problem with it. Like the Democratic runner managed to make a remark about how the blue wave is going to also include, and I'm paraphrasing her, people who are documented and undocumented. And amongst other things, some remarks that hurt her in the polls, for sure. And suddenly it's like, okay, I messaged that, and then of all the videos I liked on that topic, the one that he chooses to focus on is the guy most easily strawmanned, and then is apparently like he's arguing against the guy's points, sure, but it has that groupthink problem where. First off, ZD comes complaining up to me in a tweet saying, "Oh, it's only the Republicans fixing elections, not the Democrats." I'm like, I didn't say that. Like, it's popping up here because it's a particular problem, but I also posted a video saying it was nuanced. So I don't know why you're focusing on this video and expecting me to like defend this guy as I'm advocating everything he says, rather than just pointing out that hey, this is a thing that people should look into. As I usually do when I like these videos, so they go on my Twitter feed and people can look at them. He's having the freak out. I point that out, like, because first off, I never advocated for any side. I'm just critical of that because I'm just like, hey, that's something that should be fixed, regardless of what side you're on. But he's apparently coming at me like I'm some kind of diehard Republican, and that I'm also a James Allsrop fanboy who.
You're totally over there with Cortland calling Reagan grandpa.
For sure.
Oh god,
for sure.
You rhino Hugh.
Oh yeah. We need more trickle down. That'll fix everything.
Yes, sir. Laugher bell curve.
Yeah, no, I need to get in big with the cronies at the top of the capitalist pyramid.
Well, you actually make it sound appealing there. I'm pro-capitalism.
Well, in seriousness, I'm pro free market, or more pro free market. I acknowledge, like, I know there's nuance to that debate too, but like,
I like the game.
it's fun.
I like the bending of the rules and all the crooked bullshit. It's fun.
Oh yeah, so like those reality shows. Like if they made there's a lot of House of Cards-esque shows about that. I can't pull any up from memory, but I remember my parents used to watch them a lot. They were interesting though.
Yeah.
But no, then he replies to me, and he replied to me with 5 replies about going like, oh well, Twitter has a character limit, so I need to basically type a lot. After he replied to based fan or based inquirer. I don't want to say based skeptic because all he did was poke fun at him, and I don't know anything about this guy, but he's cool in my book.
Yeah.
For this. So he sends me like 5 replies full of screenshots and a ton of links, like a lot of mainstream sources that were called into question, even by videos I had liked, pointing out things like, hey, here's more full story, here's some other stuff that you may want to consider. And he's sending me, like, do you really think I'm going to click through, what was it, like 5 Facebook links, read 4, or what is it? 5 Facebook links leading to some stuff, like several screenshots about some other stuff, and then
do you think Jerry used to do that to Josh?
Maybe I don't know enough about how
I'm
those
just
two
guessing,
used.
Just because Josh was Republican, and I could see like Jerry going, no, let me hold your hand, let you see the light.
Yeah. Well, no, I get the feeling that's what he was trying to do here, but the problem is I never at one point even said that I was in any way like Republican, so he's fired off, and I'm just like, okay, one, you're coming off.
So he's kind of like he's a movie Bob where he hates Bernie Bros too and shit like that.
I don't know, maybe. Like, my thing is like, like I said, be careful, you're sounding very NPC-like, because I didn't advocate a position, I just posted, hey, this is a problem. Hey, this is a problem. Okay, now I got 5 links, or 5 threads, or maybe it was 3, I don't know, it was a lot. With all these threads and links, someone points out, hey, aren't you kind of going on like a bit of a tangent just because you liked a video? He's like, no, it's Twitter doesn't allow me to. Okay, whatever. And then suddenly, and this is again about the midterms and the southern border, he brings up Russian collusion. Like, oh yeah, the Republicans are the only ones into hacking election, and then he posts a link that says Russian relationships with Trump's administration like double or something. I'm like,
yeah, I understand. I'm not shocked that ZD likes the lamestream media.
No, because most of his links contained like really mainstream sources, and I'm just like, you are literally the living definition of an NPC.
Yeah,
the blue horse is bad. Executing Marussia.exe.
Jesus.
You want to bet, like, just for replying, hey, by the way, to a layman, you're going to appear as an NPC. I pointed that out to him because he is in public, and it is the time when the meme is thriving. I'm just like, okay, that was a kind warning, but I'm going to call a spade a spade.
Well, definitely
not just Orange Man bad. You got to look out for Blue Horse now. He's pointing out problems, and that's a problem.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so I'm gonna hit stop and get back.